welcome back to another episode of Northern Ruckus.
Northern Ruckus, bitch. Let's go.
It's TJ here with my boy
Jimbo.
Yes, sir. Yo.
Hey, and we're shooting this on July 19th. Just want to give a special shout out to my daughter. Happy 10th birthday. I love you, baby. Harlow, you're the best.
Happy birthday, Harleezy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, bro. In the sake of your daughter's birthday, I got a nice goofy would you rather.
All right, I'm going to ask her this when I get home, too.
It's actually one that you would actually ask her, though, because it's goofy. All right. Would you rather eat chocolate that tastes like shit or shit that tastes like chocolate?
For sure the chocolate that tastes like shit. I think I could deal with that, for sure.
No, like it tastes like actual like turd.
Yeah, that's cool though. I know it's chocolate.
Why would you ever do that?
I'm strong.
But why would you do that if like?
See, only a mentally weak person would say that. This is what's wrong with the kids these days. They're mentally weak. Only a mentally weak person want to eat shit just because it tastes like chocolate.
But it's like, what is food?
You're weak.
Like they're both not nutritious, so it's like, why does it matter? It's I'll take the one that tastes good.
You're crazy. You actually
I'll eat the shit.
Knowing that it came out of someone's body hole, that's crazy.
Bro, yo, your shit came out with some plastic wrap, bro. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, and like it was like, it's chocolate. What do you mean? Like,
but it tastes like shit. Like, bro, that shit's gonna be in your mouth all day. You have no water to rinse it out and nothing.
That wasn't part of the would you rather. That wasn't a part of it.
Some stale
this guy's
your
adding,
breath's gonna smell like
adding
shit.
all type of different wrinkles. Stop moving the goalposts. Stop moving the goalposts, man. Okay, you're not gonna be able to brush your teeth after eating actual shit.
Yeah, but it's gonna smell like chocolate.
Honestly, aside from all the mental weakness I was talking about, it's super distracting, fam, to be like, oh, like, this tastes good, and be licking your teeth and be clean, like, I wish I had some more shit. But
it's not. Like, I'll just say it's chocolate because it tastes like chocolate. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, imagine eating a Mars bar.
Hey, man, for all the people, that's the difference between me and TJ right there, all right?
Bro, have you ever seen like that, the Brilliant Idiots, or when they used to have this guy Wax on Charlemagne's Bodyguard? This guy says he would never let shit touch the water. Like, he would catch shit.
Yeah. I seen that clip. Yeah.
And he used to prank people by taking shit and leaving
my bodyguard,
like,
I'm firing him after that.
Bro,
like, nigga, I had you around my kids and shit. You be catching your shits, nigga. You're disgusting.
Bro, this guy said he would shit and then, like, as pranks, put in, like, women's purses or, like, in people's shoes and shit like that. Yeah, and he's like, they're like, bro, you're just carrying your shit around? He's like, yeah, that's normal. That's how it all came up. Because, like, these people were like, they knew his pranks, but he's like, he thought it was normal to catch your shit. He's like, you'd rather that be splashing on your asshole? He's like, yeah.
The splashback is a part of it. That's why it's like your ass is kind of dirty because like you get that splashback on it sometimes. You don't deal with that till you shower, but it is what it is.
Yo, I want to start off with this actual story that just came out. I saw it on Six Buzz no, it wasn't Six Buzz. It was one of those pages the other day. But King Von, did you see that? Where King Von was in prison.
Yeah, he said I'm gay as shit, boy.
This guy said I'm gay. I need protective custody.
Nah, he didn't just say I'm gay. He said I'm a faggot.
Would you ever do that?
It's just funny
shit?
with that Chicago accent, how they be funny, how they be acting and shit. I mean, obviously, bro, he did what he had to do because the thing is like he was probably just in a situation where it's like. It was an op block. That whole pod was just an op block, and he's there like if he says like, oh, it's a gang affiliation type things. First of all, you're kind of ratting, and for all you know, the CEOs might just throw you in there, throw you to the wolves, and say we don't give a fuck about none of that shit. But if he says some shit like, you know how people the same way you're afraid to get canceled, they're afraid to get like a lawsuit over some gay shit. So they know the protocol. Once you say you're gay, that's it. PC right away.
But it's like I don't know. But it's like at what point is there a line of pride? You know, it's like
I mean, I think pride goes out the window, especially when you're making a joke of it. You didn't see? Look, he's blowing kisses and shit. He's blowing kisses at them, and he said a bunch of like super out of pocket gay shit where it's kind of funny. Like he's just cracking jokes about it. Like it is what it is. So to me, it's just like anybody saying like, oh, he's a bitch for that. It's like, nigga, you don't know what shit is like when shit gets real. I guarantee you, he goes into that pod, it's gonna be on from right when he gets in there.
But isn't it supposed to be like street code that like if you do the crime, you do the time type shit?
Yeah, he's doing the time. PC is not doing the time. It just
is.
It's bitching up a little bit, but fam, okay, listen. My pops told me this, huh? Sometimes you can always be a man, huh? But don't be a man when it's a situation where 20 niggas want to jump you. No one to call it like, yo, where you need to be a bitch sometimes. You don't always need to not be a bitch.
You don't always have to be the alpha type shit.
Yeah. If there's 20 niggas that want to jump you, run or, do what he's doing. Get away. For sure, like if if you're staying in a club and the bouncers are there, you're like, yeah, like.
But how does he not have like?
I'm not saying go call the cops, but I'm just saying like if you see some cops there and 20 niggas want to jump you, it's okay to stand by the cops. Like I'm just saying, be slick about it, nigga. Don't get jumped over your pride, like letting 30 niggas kick your face.
So if you're at Caravan of buyer, you just like you're bubbling a ting. Let's say you're bubbling a ting. Your man then walked off. And then you see the ops pull up, and you see the cops over there. You're saying you're just gonna go
boogie over to them?
Just boogie over there, just chill, start talking to someone around them.
I'm a boogie back to where my dogs are at. They couldn't have got that far.
You can't find them. You're looking around, you can't see them, but you see the cops right there.
People are everywhere. I'm not really worried about a nigga crashing out in front of all these people. I'll be fine. Like I'm saying, like in a situation like this, bro, in jail is on. Like it's up in there. Those guys are ready to go. They're waiting for something like this to happen. They're waiting for him to get thrown in there.
I feel like celebrities though in jail would just get punked in the sense of like, yo, send my nigga money outside, rather more than just like
for sure. A lot of celebrities, but like Young Thug, that's not happening to Young Thug in there.
Well, was he in prison? Young
Thug for sure right now is in there. He's in there.
Isn't he out now?
Nah,
so he dropped his album in prison. I thought he was I thought the court case was like he has type shit.
Bro, niggas like that have recordings and shit all sitting there.
Yeah, bro, prison to me is funny. Like, have you ever seen the El Salvador prisons?
Oh yeah, those ones get grimy.
Yeah, so like apparently it was the murder capital of the world, the worst prison, like the worst country in the world for like murder and violent crimes. Yeah, and then this new president or whatever came in,
cleaned it up. Yeah,
it's to clean it up, bro.
They treat these niggas like sardines.
It's something like 200 people a unit with only enough beds for 150 and 2 toilets for all 200 people.
That's the new way, or how it was before?
The new way. So like now
look how they treat them, bro. Like
they
sardines.
Literally treat them like and it's like. You know that crime is like completely like they're one of the safest countries in the world right now
because everyone's locked up, bro. Over there, it's like if you have a gang, gang tattoo, you're going to jail.
No, but it's not really a matter of everyone's locked up. It's like people are gonna stop doing crime now.
Yeah,
because
that too. Of course, the kids who are out are not gonna keep signing up. But bro, I'm telling you, they locked up a lot of niggas.
Oh no, they did definitely a sweep. But it's like
they did something like this in New York too. That's why like ever since they did that sweep back in New York, I think it was like 20, 30 years ago. Like it's been a lot better.
Were you talking about like the stop and frisk shit?
Yeah, when they first started that shit, pretty much just like if you had gang affiliations, if you had like a dime bag of weed on you, if you had anything on you, they're gonna arrest you, and they just started arresting everybody. And like in New York, the prison system's so crowded. They had that whole documentary on it, like where it's like if once you're going to jail out there, it takes so long for your hearing to happen.
And you're holding for so long.
Once you get thrown in there, if you don't make bail, you're just the streets are clean. The streets are clean. Everybody was locked up.
No, but like I feel like this one's crazier because
it's like crazier out there. They don't have the same amount of human rights out there.
Yeah, and it's also like the concept of like I don't know. I'm 50-50 on it, to be honest, like about the human rights aspect, because I feel like the concept of prison is supposed to be signing away your rights, right?
And they had to do what they had to do. You get to look at the state of the country. Sometimes when I see like,
it was an average of like 4 murders a day.
I look at like sometimes you look at how like the jail is in like Sweden, or like they'll be talking about it in like Denmark or some shit.
Canada's jails
or like Iceland. Canada's okay, but like let's say like in some of them European countries like where they really trying to rehabilitate people. But I'm like, the crime over there is all white collar and shit like that. You know?
No, there's street crime, but there's no gang shit. Like
it's not gang shit. Of course, violence still happens, but like for the most part, they're trying to rehabilitate people. Here, it's like they're trying to eradicate crime. It's different.
Yeah, and that's what I don't know. That's why I'm 50-50 on like when people talk about prison reform in Canada and America and shit. I kind of am down for like something obviously not this extreme, but something like this, just because it's like niggas really aren't afraid to go to jail anymore. Like it's really just like a community thing.
Some niggas like going to jail even, but I don't know. I like to me, it's just like in the thing over here. That's the most like lopsided is because like see over there in a country like El Salvador, they all look the same, bro. Like they're not like singling out like racist. I'm just saying like over here, bro, like it's like you have black people will be like 10% of the population, and then like a disproportionate amount of people in jail, and obviously that's a cultural thing too. But there's a lot of white people who commit crimes who never get profiled for committing the crimes, who will never get caught for doing the crimes. Like
Well, no, I get that for sure too. But like there are different levels of crime.
The biggest drug dealers I know are white. And they dress like regular dudes that shop at Walmart.
Yeah, like, I definitely hear that. But I'm also saying more like I also like when I say shit like that, where people are gonna be treated like sardines type shit. That should be only the worst of the worst. That shouldn't just be like your drug dealer. Like that should be like a murderer, a rapist, like a pedophile, stuff like that. Those niggas should have all rights stripped and just treated like shit to the point where it's like you're desensitizing you're desensitizing anybody else in the future to ever do something like that.
Maybe I don't know. I don't want to comment too much on that, man. Free the dogs.
No, like if you're doing like I don't know. I'm always like I'm a believer.
I feel like for like serial killers. killers.
No, like,
and,
if you just sell dope, if you sell dope, especially imagine being in jail for like dope, 20 years.
There's a market for it. If you're selling dope, that means someone was selling dope before you, and someone's gonna be selling dope after you.
No, it's not even that. It's like, bro, it's a substance that can be sold. It's like, why is that illegal? Like, it's like a grown man should be able to do what a grown man wants to do.
You're saying that shouldn't be a big deal.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were saying. I thought you were saying pat them niggas up like sardines.
No, I'm saying only pat the niggas up that with sardines that are like rapists, or murderers, and like pedophiles.
I don't even for murderers. It depends. Like, I feel like there should be different classes of murderers. Like, if you murdered a nigga because he murdered one of your friends or something like that, or you're both involved in gang activity, okay. But more so, like, murder to me is like when you go kill a little kid who had nothing to do with it, or you go and like kill an old lady and it's like she's just an innocent old lady. She's like a civilian. You're going like a serial killer. You're just killing people for fun type shit. If there's motive and like rhyme and reason for your murder, I don't think it should be looked at. See, in the same sense.
I disagree with that, because like that's just like what perpetuates like this black culture of you kill my bro.
No, that's not even just black culture.
That's what you're
but bro,
saying.
I'm saying even high level white people do that shit. Like, they put out hits and send like assassins to go and deal with shit.
Yeah, like the Clinton body count and shit. But it's
all
like,
type of shit. I'm just saying murder when there's business involved in shit. Like, okay, like it makes a little more sense. I'm just saying random murder and murder that has to do with business it should be categorized differently.
Oh no, I feel like murder is murder, bro. But like I get what you're saying. I definitely get, like, you're saying one is worse than the other, which I agree.
Yeah.
But I still think both are wrong.
One you sign up for. You know, if you're living a certain life, okay, I can get got. But the other person is just trying to live their life, and they shouldn't be a target.
How do you feel about like what's it called? Like manslaughter. Like, let's say you get in your car, like you're not drunk. Let's say you're not drunk, you get in a car accident, and you hit a pedestrian and the pedestrian dies. You think you should be in jail for 20 years?
It depends if you're driving reckless or not. If you're driving reckless, I don't know about 20 years. I think they give people like 7 years. It depends. It all depends on how reckless you're being and stuff like that.
Minimum 15 or something like that. Oh, it's
it up right
15
there.
15 to life, yeah.
Maximum, but it doesn't say. Oh, minimum, minimum for lawslaughter. Yeah, it says because it's all that one's like it's very much
depending, this is situational.
Yeah, situational. Like, you know, it's like if you're like speeding and racing and shit, like, yeah, you should go to jail for at least 5 years type shit. But even then, it's just like it depends on the situation.
You know what the one I find a ride when people like get on everyone's case over, which again, it's not good, but I don't think it's as bad as people make it seem, is like when people are texting and driving and getting in accidents and shit. It's like
Well, that's the thing though. If someone dies from it.
But it's like, I get that, but it's like there's not a single human being on earth today that can say they don't text and drive or haven't texted and drive.
That's fine, but just make sure you do it in a responsible way.
No, of course, but then accidents happen is what I'm trying to say. It's like...
Yeah, but like, that's what I'm saying is situational, right? So let's say you're in like a school zone and it's like one of the crosswalks and like the crossing guard's holding up the stop sign and you're not paying attention, you hit a kid. It's like, yeah, like, buddy, you're an idiot. Like, you know?
No, of course. But
I'm just saying like, but like, yeah, like if like you said, like if you're looking at your phone and like you hit someone's car and like their car explodes, it's like, well, fuck, like that was a kind of a freak accident, like, you know?
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. But I actually wanted to bring this up though. You posted a story on your Instagram the other day.
Oh boy.
It was about the Yale doctor that said that there's a physician that said all doctors should start wearing body cams because there was a shooting or something, and the doctor says, "Well, this guy's probably a criminal anyway."
And they were laughing about. They're like, "Yeah, let him
along
die."
the line.
Yeah. But this is, bro. I have personal experience with this. Like when my two friends, Smokey and Cozy, R.I.P. Man, when they got shot and stuff, like that's when I first started to hear about this stuff. Where it's like, man, once they're in there in that hospital, the odds of them getting out with them being young and black is slim to none. Especially they say if they're an organ donor, and so once they see their ID and see that it says organ donor, then they're definitely going to let them die so that their organs to be given up to other people, because they just assume that we're caught up in gang activity and like they just look at it as like, oh yeah, like another guy who's just an idiot, like, you know.
I don't know. I get what you're saying, but I disagree. I've
heard it from multiple sources.
No. I like, of course there's like it's not even a matter of a bad apple, but it's like there are people in scenarios that would do stupid shit like that. Like a doctor that's like it wouldn't even necessarily even be racism. It'd be more profiling. Yeah, but I don't even think that's necessary. Like, I think that would be like 5% of doctors, at the most, type shit. Like 95% are good.
Maybe. I think that, like, to be honest, man, like, that's why I don't trust a lot of people in certain positions, because I feel like they're very indoctrinated. Like, when you become a doctor, you do at least like 7, 8, 9 years of school, and I feel like that's a lot of time for them to brainwash you. I don't think it just comes down to stuff like this. I think even when it comes to, like, let's say when like giving birth and shit like that, the way that they treat babies and stuff, and how they're so on the vaccines and shit. Like, let's not even bring race into it. Let's say you just you go to right now and you have a baby with your girl at the hospital. And you're like, I don't want my baby to get vaccinated, bro. The way that they will treat you and the hard time that they're gonna try to get you to take away your baby from you to make sure that baby gets vaccinated, and it's not because they're malicious people. It's just because they've been indoctrinated.
Yeah, it's because they have like rules and structures that they're following. They're following their rules, trying to do their job.
They genuinely think that the baby has to be vaccinated, or else the world is gonna collapse because they're indoctrinated.
No, I get that for sure.
So I don't think that they're doing it because they're out of like malcontent. I just think that like they're in this environment, and you pick up like the habits of your colleagues and shit like that. And if you know that's the status quo and like what the kind of normal operation is to do in those situations, you just go along with it.
Well, I have a question for you then. Do you think human beings in general are good?
No, I don't. I think they're pretty bad. And that's why I agree with body cams and stuff like that, because it holds people accountable. Look how much shit has come out with body cams on cops since they started doing that. And it doesn't take away from them being a cop at all. It's like, I understand that sometimes back in the day being a cop meant like you would beat the shit out of a drug dealer or whatever to get some information out of them. But it's just like, I guess it's a different day and age. Like,
I don't know. I'm different. I'm different than you on the cop thing, because like I obviously
you don't like body cams?
No. I'm like, I think body cams are fine. Like, I think it shows responsibility, but I disagree with the fact that everyone should have one. So even when it comes to this doctor thing, like all doctors should have body cams and stuff, I disagree. I think.
Well, maybe not gynecologists.
So people get some free OnlyFans content. No, but I'm saying more like I think people in general are good because your whole life you're taught to be good. You know what I mean? I think human instincts will make you bad. Right,
but even with that, like, why is there such this emphasis on making people good? It's almost like we know people are fucked up, so let's try to brainwash them to be good.
No, but that essentially is what it is.
But that's what I'm saying. In our nature, I don't think we're that good. Like, even like sometimes, like, let's say like I'll watch my kids and I'll see how bad they are at sharing and shit like that, and I'm like, in our nature, we're greedy. Like,
no, 100%.
Like, we're a little greedy,
and that's what I'm trying to say.
Shit,
like,
you know.
So when I'm saying like, I think naturally we are bad. Like, humans are made to be bad, and that's why like religion and everything like that has always been around, because it's a baseline of morality, right?
Yeah.
So it's like it gives everybody a common, what's the word? Like, you have common morals with your society, essentially. And then now, like today, we don't have morals, and I feel like that's what causes the destruction of the society. So like a moral that I would say like you need to have is trust in your fellow like comrades type shit. So it's like, if you're gonna go around distrusting all the cops, just distrusting all these doctors, distrusting all these people to the point where like no one can live their own life or do their job without like a camera, because or else you're not going to believe that they're going to do the right thing, then it's like, then we live in a system where it's like you shouldn't even be around those people. I
hear what you're saying with that, but to play devil's advocate to literally what you said, we've tried the whole trust thing all these years before body cams. It's like we were giving people the benefit of the doubt, and now a lot of people are saying over these past 30, 40 years the type of habits that have been popping up, and the body cams are coming up to combat that, right? So I hear what you're saying for sure. The over scrutiny, like, it sucks. It sucks that life is like that in general right now, but let's see how it goes for the next few years when everyone is under a lot of scrutiny. Yeah. What kind of changes come into place, you know? Because even I think like, okay, sometimes you're so against affirmative action for certain reasons, right? But another reason why I'm so for it is like, if there's 2 black people in a room, 2 Indian people in a room, 2 Chinese people in a room, 2 white people in a room, racist shit like that can't really happen. If they're all colleagues and they're all working together, it not only can it not happen, but it just wouldn't happen.
No,
it's not even something
agree.
that needs to be deterred. Like, it just naturally wouldn't happen. And that's why I think inclusivity and diversity is important, just because it's just like, now we don't have all these things to worry about, like when it comes to like, you know, nepotism and just like, you know, practices like this where it's like leaving people out to die pretty much, like, you know.
No, so like, I get what you're saying. I'm saying like stereotypes are only stereotypes if you don't engage with that culture enough, right? So it's like, if you don't know black people, you're gonna think, oh, this guy probably has no dad, or this guy doesn't have this.
Some people will even be around a lot of black people and hate black people.
Like, no, I don't think so. I don't think.
I know so. Bro. Some people are around a lot of white people and cannot stand white people. Like some people are around a lot of Indian people and cannot. Like I'm talking about actual like an Indian person around a lot of Indian person, like around a lot of Indian people. Like some people will just be like rubbed the wrong way. That's why we have Uncle Toms in our culture, because some niggas like will just be around niggas and just be rubbed the wrong way. Like, I hate these
like,
niggas.
With that definition, I'm like that too. Then because it's like,
bro, I know you are. I know you are.
Like niggas that like I don't like black people that want to move stupid. Like that's my number one pet peeve. It's like because those people are the ones that are portraying these stupid ass images of us.
Of course,
it's like that's why I'm gonna dislike them. I'm not gonna dislike them because they're black. I'm gonna dislike them because they're hoodlums type shit. Like that shit's not cool.
Just anyone who's just like spreading like negative stereotypes. Like don't be the type of nigga that like you want to go and eat some watermelon and fried chicken together just cause. Like
no, it's not even that. It's like, for example, like if I'm like let's say I'm going to like renew my passport or something, and it's a long ass line. There'll only be like there will never be a white person that does this, never be a brown person that does this. It will be a nigga that just walks in smelling like fucking weed and stinking up the whole room. It's only a nigga that does that, and it's like,
but that's a cultural thing. We like to smoke weed,
or being on the bus. You'll never hear a white person on speakerphone. You never hear an Indian person on speakerphone, but you'll always hear a black woman yelling on her phone like she's in her house. It's like that shit pisses me off. Like it's like why are they doing the most?
I hear you with that, but see you are rubbed the wrong way by it. But that's just a cultural thing. I like people.
But why is that? How is that a cultural thing?
When I get into a Uber, let's say, and this nigga's on the Bluetooth talking to his wife the whole ride, I don't get mad. I'm like,
of course not.
These niggas like to talk to their wives a lot.
No, but like I feel like Uber is different than like a bus ride, right? I know back in the day when you would take the bus to school, there would only be black people on speakerphone yelling at their phone like they're in the living room.
Like older Jamaican ladies too. Yes.
That's ignorant. That's ignorant as fuck. Like that's literally saying this is my bus. You guys are just on it. Like you guys are along with the ride with me. It's fucking annoying.
All right, well, as long as your tangent is over, because I don't have any arguments.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Everything, so listen. Everything you're saying is true, brother. I'm not saying it's not true. It's just funny that it bothers you so much.
But it's funny that like those are stereotypes that are accurate, and those are the ones that I don't like. And then you're gonna turn around and say you don't like all black people, and it's like no,
I
just don't like
I don't say that. I don't say
people.
that. I know exactly where you stand, and it's just a funny stance to me.
Well, I expect better from the blacks. I expect black people to act better than they do.
Bro,
100%.
that's why Uncle Tom's is so funny, because it's just like you don't understand that like you just don't understand like the inherent ignorance that comes with a lot of people too. And it's just like even when I look at other races, like the same type of stuff that you're talking about with other races, it's like it usually comes from like the more ignorant, less educated side of that race. Like,
no, but it's like for example, white people smoke weed just as much as black people, but the white person that's going to smoke weed will spray themselves down with like Axe or something before going into a public room.
The whites,
I guess maybe it's the whites I know. The whites that like have self-respect.
Come down to Well and I'll show you some different type of whites.
But then some niggas are gonna smoke up and then go in there like giving no fucks in the whole like it's like bro I don't want to smell like this.
But you have some niggas who also just spray themselves down too, right?
Name one. You don't know a single person that does that.
I know I do, of course, bro. Like niggas keep cologne around. I keep cologne around and shit. But I'm just saying, I know I smell like cologne right now, and I was just smoking earlier. You can't smell it.
Yes, I can.
Come smell me.
No, I'm not trying to smell you.
All right, regardless, though, I'm just saying, a lot of that stuff you're talking about is just the type of shit where it's just like if you can't brush that off, there's a little bit more behind it.
No, but like that, I'm just saying like. It's not a matter like it doesn't like make me hate black people by any stretch of the imagination. I just say,
and it's personal to you because you are black and you feel like certain people look at me as a black man that they're gonna associate these things with that have nothing to do with
and
me.
That's what a stereotype is, and that's what I'm trying to say. It's like the only people that can break a stereotype is that group of people themselves.
Yeah, but if you think niggas are gonna change anytime soon, you're crazy.
But it's like why? Like you like just stop yelling on their phone. Like stop yelling at your phone on the bus. Like
it's funny because it's older black women you have to talk to about that. I'm not having that conversation with them.
Guys do that shit too.
Some
black guys.
Some.
But it's like, yo, bro, the whole world doesn't need to hear your conversation.
Yeah.
What is you have
the quarter pound, fam.
What?
You have the QP for me.
Yeah, bro.
I was gonna say when niggas are on the bus talking about shit like that, it's like, fam, that's way too much weight for you to be dealing with to be riding the bus.
But what's worse than black people right now, especially, is Toronto mans. Toronto mans are the worst. Like they do.
I feel like Toronto mans, that comes in all shades.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
It comes in all that's shades. Not just black. That's the biggest Toronto man I know is a Vietnamese guy. Yeah, like white kids, Asian kids. Like the Toronto man, like the stereotypical Toronto man is hilarious. It's funny because bro, people like sometimes wonder like how did this culture start? A lot of this shit starts as like we crack jokes and then like like inner city kids especially. I remember, bro, like when we were in high school and shit, a lot of this shit we would just joke around with it, kind of like, you know, and people who wanted to kind of be like us, I guess, thought that's how we really were and started copying us and just adopted that culture completely. And it's just like a lot of this shit is more like
a cosplay, I feel like.
Yeah, like a parody. Like Toronto, like Toronto man culture is more or less a parody.
No.
It's like no one is actually supposed to talk like this. And if you really pay close attention, it's mostly people from Scarborough and Brampton who act like that. It's not people from downtown who act like that. If you go downtown, you find regular kids and shit. They can act like that when they want to, and they'll joke around like that because that's how we crack jokes. No, but I'm telling you, the farther you go away from the city, the more you find this Toronto man. Hey, yo, shorty, what are you saying? It's in Scarborough, it's in Brampton, it's in Vaughan.
Hey, yo, shorty, yo. What are you saying, fam? Yo, I'm just trying to holler at you for a second, eh?
Yeah, the farther you go from the city, the more you find that.
Nah, your J's are fire still.
Even out by me, some kids talk like that, bro. Out way in the boons.
I'm saying, like, Toronto man isn't a black thing, for sure. It's not a black thing. It's not a white thing. It's literally like...
It's like a cockroach thing.
Yeah, like, you see a lot of brown guys. You see a lot of, like, Asian guys. You'll see, like, a lot of black guys doing the same thing. But the funniest thing to me is, like, Drake seems like a parody of a Toronto man. Like, when he does it, it's not... Like,
in general, it's a parody.
I understand. I understand what you're saying. Like, it's supposed to be goofy, but people do move like that. Yeah. But then when you hear Drake moving like that, it sounds even worse. It sounds faker than fake. Like, you know what I mean? And it's funny to me.
When that Asian dude did it the other day too, the Shang-Chi guy or whatever, the nigga from Marvel, same thing. It's like, but that's why, because it's like, bro, they're doing a parody of a parody. Of course, it's gonna sound stupid. Like,
it's like they stole like the UK slang and said, how can we do this like dumber?
Who, people in Toronto?
Yeah, because like
kind of,
UK,
but like, bro, the UK slang is just like ours. It derives from a lot of Jamaicans coming over and shit, and like you just take the Jamaican slang and you put a little bit of spin on it. Plus, we just the difference between us and them.
UK
even
sounds
is
wavy though.
Yeah, that's because the London accent. You just like the London accent more than the regular Canadian accent.
No, they just don't say as stupid shit. Like they're not saying, "Hey, shorty."
I don't know.
Let me holler at you, shorty.
I've heard certain niggas from over there that they sound.
I don't know. I just been binging some Love Island, and it's like those niggas are wavy, bro. Like I just like it's funny. Those guys just move funny.
Yeah, those are some regular dudes that they're putting on the TV. I'm talking about
they have hoodwint.
Fam, I'm telling you, when you watch like the real hood things, and you see some of the guys who are, like I said, like the scummy guys, like you be like, yo, that doesn't sound.
What's
wavy.
that? What's that TV show that was out there? Fucking
Top Boy.
Yeah, Top Boy. That shit was wavy.
Top Boy, yeah, it's wavy.
If Toronto had a version of Top Boy, I swear to God, I'll turn it off in 2 episodes.
Bro, this is one thing with Canadians too. Canadians have so much self-hate, bro. Let me
sell you like a quarter pea, fam. Nah, I got you on the low ski.
People don't talk like that downtown. That's what I'm saying.
No, what do you mean
if it was in Scarborough, if it was in Scarborough, it would have to sound like that.
Yo, I feel like you're just not in from the ends, G.
All right.
Like, yo, you don't know how men move out here, eh?
Yeah.
Like, yo, we move different downtown, eh?
Yeah, you have more interactions with more serious people than me.
Bro.
I'm just saying, no one really talks like that. It's just the goofy kids who are from like Scarborough, Vaughan,
Do you think
Brampton,
there's any set of
Hamilton.
like Toronto girls that like that shit? Like who will actually like get turned on?
There's Toronto girls who talk like that themselves. That's the worst of the worst.
When
the girls talk like that, oh my God.
Like, hey yo, shorty, wagwan, stuff.
Yeah, the ones who talk like that. That's why they talk like that, bro. Like, what do you think, fam? Like, no ride. Like, it's not even disrespect. Like, Biz Lo talks like that. You think Biz Lo's not getting bitches? Biz Lo has bitches who talk like that. But I think for sure.
Like, he's probably getting bitches because he's getting bitches. I don't think bitches are coming at him because of like the way he talks.
No, I don't. Okay, whoa, you're saying? Do I think that anyone's getting bitches because they talk like that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like. Do girls find that shit? Do you think in all of Toronto, what is like 4 million people?
I'm just saying, if you go and look at the niggas who move like that, they're for sure doing all right for themselves. It's just a whole different culture.
Yeah, hey, we're moving good, eh? We're saying we're blessed. We're
blessed for themselves. Homeboy right there, he's the funniest one. My American Friends was the dude with the gap in his teeth. My American Friends was
the funniest dude is the 6 at 6, but he was like the originator of it. I swear, from back in the day when he was doing like the Fruit Loop guy, the Fruit Loop things.
Who's the worst? Go up a little bit, Mishu. This is the guy I met. He's the worst of the worst. Go up a little more. Who's this kid with the gap in his tooth? Oh. Yeah, that one right there. Oh my gosh. No, that one right there. Yeah. Howard Toronto man. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Bugsy? Bucks. Yeah, that kid, bro. People from America always show me him, and I'm just like, fam, it's just funny because I can't not claim him. There's a lot of people out here who act like that and shit. You know, that is a part of the culture.
No,
but it's not the main part. Yeah, it's just not the main part.
That's why it's so funny to me when Drake does it, because it's like he's trying to tap into a scene that's stupid. It's like it doesn't make sense. It's like, why are you trying to be stupid? Like, you know what I mean? It's like nobody from Toronto that's anybody is like, yo, I see these these guys, and they're actually wavy. But it's like Drake would be like, "Hey yo, bro, you just seen us on an OVO thing, eh? Toronto 6-side thing, eh?"
That's what makes you, man. It's unique. It's what makes us unique, you know? I think it's like that in Baltimore, too, because in Baltimore, they have some crazy slang.
Oh, bro.
But niggas don't be talking like that. It's just one of them things that they be joking
more
around.
An accent, though.
It's an accent, but like, when they do like the scuba-da-doo, like, you know, I just went and got me a skimma-da-da. Like, you know, like, they be saying like weird shit, but it's like, it's more like the same thing I'm talking about. It's like a parody. Like, they're making fun of like themselves.
I never seen that shit. I seen the Baltimore shit where they will put like words and they can't pronounce like a P or something. So like, I mean,
that's the regular shit. Yeah, their regular shit. Yeah, they can't pronounce it. Like Aaron, iron. Yeah, they can't say that shit. Yeah, but like, yeah, they have a whole another thing where it's like pig Latin and shit. It's like, I don't know what the fuck that is.
No, but that's so funny to me. Like all these little cultures that like pop up. It's so sick because it's like I really believe like.
See, but wait a minute. What you're just gonna say right there? All these little. If you notice, bro, white people from everywhere for the most part, except for if you go all the way across the ocean. Talk the same. It's a lot of the different black people and Mexican people that you see that have these different subgroups that have, and that's pockets of culture. I'm just saying.
I disagree
all these
with
different
that.
little accents and things. That's where it comes from. Black people.
Disagree with that. Like the the white boy hockey / baseball slang is
that's culture. That's culture.
Way
that's culture.
different than like a regular white.
Yeah, that's
slang.
culture. Yeah,
it's not even like country.
But you know that's their own subculture. I'm just saying white people don't have that as often as black people do.
Like
black people, every city you go to is they have
like white guys will talk like hockey. White boys can have like a full conversation and you not know like 10, 15 words.
I agree with you,
like,
but just peep this too, that a hockey white boy from Toronto talks the same way as a hockey white boy from
like
LA.
California.
Yeah, like they all talk the same. I'm just saying, like, if you go from Toronto to LA to New York to Detroit, yeah, all them niggas are all talking way different.
Atlanta, Alabama,
way
like
different.
Everybody's different.
Yeah.
But like I also
and that's the beautiful part about black culture that we're trying to show you all the time.
That's not black culture. That would be like I would say that's local culture. It's not a matter of black. Like we were just saying in Toronto slang.
It's the blacks everywhere you go. Go talk to the blacks in every city, and they're
Puerto Ricans are talking more New York than niggas nowadays.
I already said Spanish people and Asian people are very much alike in that same sense, but it's black people who are the main people like that, bro. Go talk to a black person from Louisiana and a black person from Kentucky and a black person from Alabama, Atlanta, Detroit.
Memphis is funny, Memphis
everywhere you go, every single city has a different accent. So it's just like Toronto just had to have their own too.
I was thinking like, yo, bro, America's kind of shit for being one country. Like, no, like imagine like New York was its own country. That would be sick. Like you see how like Europe, you can go through like 20 different countries in like a matter of like
it would be cool,
driving.
like an alternate reality. If it was all these different countries.
Because like in reality, America isn't one thing. Right?
I would love to see the South just be one country.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like the Alabama, South and New York are completely different.
Yeah.
Like niggas from Seattle aren't gonna fit in Alabama. Regardless. Like it's like they're two different worlds, and it's like why is it one big ass country?
I'm telling you, the white people will though.
But then it's like no,
the white people go over there. Like, other than this, like the fact that they ride more tractors.
If you take like a white person from California and throw them into Florida, like they're not fitting in.
California's that's something. I'll give the white people in California. Yes, they have their own culture.
Even New York.
Yeah,
New York,
California and New York. Yeah, they have their own culture. But like the white people from Atlanta are the same as the white people from like Seattle and shit.
But the white people from Atlanta aren't the same as the white people from Montana.
Yeah, it's just because they're a little more country.
That's what I'm trying to say.
But even then, when you go to Montana, they have the country whites and then they have the super regular whites.
No, but then like what about like Virginia, where you have like the rednecks, like the incest family type shit?
I've been to Virginia, bro. It's like it's very redneck and shit, but you'd be surprised how regular they are. Like, you know what I mean?
How sick would that be if that's a different country? That's not America.
It'd be super sick. It'd be super sick. But America, that's what I love about America is that it's its own country, but every state you go to has its own culture.
But I also take it America low-key isn't one country because like it's obviously the president like under one ruler type shit, but like no other country in the world you can name different states in, right?
That's just because the Canadians are obsessed with American culture.
No, I would say like if
Australia has different provinces.
Can you name any?
Yeah, like Queensland is one.
Yeah,
and like Victoria.
I don't think Victoria is one, but I know Western Australia is one.
Yeah,
but like no, but I'm saying it's like Australia is also a continent. But regardless, it's like if I said like the UK, you can name 3 different countries in the UK because it's. Like,
but even like let's say like in England, I can name like the different states as well. Like there's like Manchester, especially because the Premier League makes it so easy.
But those are cities; those aren't states.
No, they're like different like they are cities, but like it's broken up into like sections. Like they don't have states; they just have like different. Like,
no, because like it is just England.
It's England, but I'm telling you, like they have like Manchester and like and Liverpool. They're cities, but I'm telling you, they're like different regions. Like I don't know what they call them if it's provinces or what the fuck they call it, but. Yeah, they have different regions over there.
Yeah, because I feel like if you take a guy from like France, like they can probably name 3 states in America. You could take a guy from like Dubai, they can name 3 states in America. Nobody's naming 3 states in Dubai. No one's naming 3 states.
Okay, when it comes to stuff like that, bro, that's because America is more of a product than a country.
No, I just think it's
like
not
America,
a single country.
Home of the free, land of the brave. Like it has slogans and shit. It's more like McDonald's and shit like that, bro. It's like a brand, like it's a corporation. Like you can't name me a slogan from Dubai. You don't have one. Like why do I have slogans like land of the free and shit like that? Like land of opportunity, like stuff like that. Like they literally brand their country. Like
what's Canada's slogan?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
We the North, like that's about.
We the North is our best one, and
that
that comes from the Raptors. That's what I'm saying. So it's like America actually has a lot of that, bro.
From sea to shining seas, America,
land of opportunity, like like the Big Apple. Like everyone wants to go there. Like what do you mean? Like they know that they know so much about Texas. Everything's bigger in Texas.
From sea to sea is America. Like it's in their national anthem too. From sea to shining sea.
Yeah, we don't have that, bro. All we have is True North, strong and free. And we the North, and we'll hold on to that. That's why Northern Ruckus, we're holding it down for Canada. We wanted to embrace that Canadian culture. That's why we put the North in our name. It's like a beaver or a moose.
Nah, it's a goose. No, isn't the Canadian geese?
No, I think it's a beaver.
Oh, it's a beaver.
It's a beaver.
Damn,
yeah,
bro,
beaver.
What shit? What the fuck's a beaver, bro? That shit just pollutes water, fam. Fuck them.
I'll take it.
Yo, bro, talking about Canada, this is actually a perfect segue. You see our fucking FIBA team, bro?
Nah.
Oh, yo.
We're nice? Alonzo Davies is on there?
No, I'm talking FIBA basketball.
Oh, what's it? Show me the squad.
We have the best backcourt in all of FIBA.
Show me the squad, man.
We have Jamal Murray and Shai Gilgeous.
I don't even think we qualified for the next Olympics.
No, we're gonna like. If I was a betting man, which I am, I'm probably gonna put $100.
You're saying we're gonna get silver? I bet
we're like plus 2,300. Like put $100 on it, you can win too. Like, bro, I think we will win it all. Bro, our team is nice. We have 10 NBA players on it, and we have like Zach Edey and shit. Not everybody's playing from the USA. Like, they're all NBA players, but they're not good. Like, I think the NBA...
look at the team right now. Who's on the team?
Bro, we have everybody. I don't know what Mishu pulled up. Mishu pulled up some shit. That's not the right team. But we have Shai and Jamal in the backcourt. Wiggins isn't playing, but RJ Barrett is playing. Zach Edey's playing. And Dylan Brooks. That's our starting five.
I don't like our coaching, brother. I don't know what to tell you.
It's Nick Nurse. Nick Nurse is coaching now, isn't he?
We've had good teams before that haven't performed well. This is a new team?
No, it isn't, because RJ Barrett's not playing. Or no, RJ Barrett is playing. Yeah, this is a team.
O'Shea Brissett, Dylan Brooks, Lou Dort,
Shai Gilgeous, Corey. Bro, we have mad good people. Kevin
Pangos.
Bro, think about just Shea and Jamal Murray in the backcourt. They're best.
Nice, brother, but if you go pull up the USA squad,
the
USA
team's bad. Plus, their backcourt's like Brunson and...
Luka's team is nice. Luka's team is
Luka
bad
even
nice.
Playing in it? I doubt it.
Yeah, Luka plays all the time. Luka doesn't not play. He always plays.
Nah, bro, you're sleeping. Like, Jamal Murray this year.
We'll see, bro. And like Australia always gives us a hard time. Australia might fuck us up.
Bro, we have our players playing now. Like, it's like the Canadians never want to represent.
It's about repetition too. Like these other teams, they play a lot of games together. Like the team Australia, like I just said, like they play a lot.
Yeah, like look how shit these guys are. Paulo's on their team. Paulo's trash.
Nice. Mikal Bridges,
you're just seeing names. Like none of these guys are good.
Tyrese Halliburton, they're all good.
Wait. Name one person on the US team that's better than Jamal Murray.
That's better than Jamal Murray.
No one. Jamal Murray's better than.
You just caught up in the hype because you just won the championship.
No,
but arguably, Tyrese Halliburton, Brandon Ingram are the same caliber player. Yeah, the same caliber type of player. Yeah,
this guy never watched basketball.
Tyrese Halliburton's contract is bigger than his, so I don't know what to tell you. And Anthony Edwards too. Anthony Edwards is right up there too.
Maybe he's the best player on their team. Anthony Edwards is the best player on the team, and I would say that thing is way better. And then on top of that,
Brandon Ingram is nice, brother.
Who's better than Shea?
Those three are the top players, obviously. Anthony Edwards, Brandon Ingram, and Tyrese Halliburton.
And I'll take Shea.
Palo's really good too, to be honest.
Okay, so who? Like honestly, let's be objective then. Brandon Ingram, Anthony Edwards, and Brunson's better than Halliburton. First off, and Brunson, those three.
Brunson's not better than Halliburton, but he's nice.
Brunson's nice too. Not better than Halliburton.
He's not.
Halliburton averaged like 11
Halliburton
points
just
last
signed.
year.
No, he didn't.
How much points?
He averaged like 20, and he averaged the most assists in the league.
Bro, he averaged like 11 and 11 type shit.
What are you talking about?
He's not.
You actually don't watch the NBA.
I watch the NBA.
No, you don't.
He's not him. Let's see.
20 points.
Where does it say 20 points?
Right there. 20 points, 10 assists,
nah, bro.
3.5 rebounds.
That's fake
You're
news.
an idiot.
Fake news, bro. Brunson's way better than him.
No, he's not. But Brunson's nice too.
Shea's out here averaging 30. Like, what are we talking about?
Shea is nice. Shea is nice. I'll give you that. I never said he isn't.
Barrett, who's going to be a lockdown
bro,
defender.
I'm just saying, Team Canada sucks.
Do you even know who Zach Edey is? See, this guy doesn't even know Zach Edey. He's gonna be the ¡1 draft pick next year from Purdue.
No,
7'2" man from Purdue. That's from Toronto. He's a Toronto youth. He talks like a Toronto youth. He's a little Asian man that moves like this, fam.
Okay.
Bro, I don't know how you're hating right now. Like you're just being a pessimistic. Is that the word?
Yeah. That's why I've been trying to express to you that when it comes to Canada basketball, I am very pessimistic.
So it doesn't matter who's on the roster. You're just not.
No, we've had really good rosters before, brother. We've had really good rosters. Yeah, like we've had good rosters. We've had good rosters that like failed just like beyond measure.
Man, it's like OG Anunoby and like Siakam should just get Canadian citizenships.
I think about that all the time. Certain guys who come to the Raptors,
like a Vince Carter should be allowed to play for a Team Canada kind of thing.
Yeah, but Vince Carter was one of Team USA's best players ever. He jumped over the guy playing for Team USA.
Yeah, that's light. I could do that. All right, let's do the Am I the Asshole? We actually got another one in from a fan today.
Oh, is this I don't know if it's an Am I the Asshole. Let's see what he had to say.
Yeah, we haven't opened. He sent us a voice note. No one's opened it yet, so we're trying to get a first reaction.
We might edit this out. Let's see what he has to say. It's gonna be funny.
Ooh, it's hot.
Yeah, I'm allow this shit to record my voice. But yeah, man, this Tammy, I'm calling into the Northern Ruckus podcast, man, about my son. Me and his mother ain't together right now, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Like, I went to a crib in New Jersey. She's still on the East Coast and shit. And, you know, he lived with his crib. I mean, he lived with his mother, but he said, you know, that's his house. You know, he tried to be like, you know, his own man, you know. So I looked under his bed. It was you won't believe what the fuck I found, man. The apocalypse of fucking gay porn, man. The apocalypse of gay porn and dildos, man. And then that's not even a killing thing. When I duck my head down to go underneath that nigga bed, you could smell the boo-boo underneath the bed. So me having a gay son, I'm thinking like, man, god damn, man. What the fuck do I do? Do I accept this little nigga? Or do I, you know what I'm saying? Do I try to bring some bitches around him? But, you know, it seems like he don't fuck with bitches, man. He don't fuck with hoes. He don't fuck with bitches. He don't fuck with females. He don't fuck with girls. He don't fuck with guys. He fuck with guys. And she just hit different, man. Do your research on how I find that porn underneath my son's bed hit different. Do your research on that, man. Cause that shit wild, man. I'm talking about, man, it was an apocalypse of porn, man.
Sorry, man.
Yeah,
I'm thinking there's about to be some bad bitches, man. These some big booty niggas, man. With do-rags on, man. With fucking do-rags on, man. White people with freckles on their back, man.
Fuck, man. Fucking idiot.
No, it's in the next one.
That's not even halfway through the clip.
It brought a tear to my eye, man. I had to smack the shit out that little nigga. Am I wrong or right for that shit, man? Am I wrong or right for that shit, man? You tell me, Jimmy. You tell me, fat man. Whatever your name is over there on the left side or the right side of Jimmy. You tell me, nigga. Cause this shit was crazy, man. And this ain't no bullshit, man. This nigga really man. This nigga really gay, man. I'm not trying to bullshit y'all on y'all podcast, man, but this shit was, man, it was an apocalypse of motherfucker. You know what apocalypse? Google, my nigga.
Alright, hold on. Let's see what the next
But
one
not
is.
only that, though, like, I pulled up on him, you know, my son, you know what I'm saying, like, after I talked shit to his gay friends online on the PlayStation, and, like, nigga, it was one day I was out in New Jersey and shit, picking up my son, you know, taking him to the playground and shit. He was like, he wanted to go to a gay strip club and shit with nothing but men and shit.
Alright.
Yo, bro.
So is he wrong for slapping the shit out of his son?
Yeah, for sure. You shouldn't beat up your son just because he's gay.
Why are you saying the nigga's name? Yo, beep that. Don't say the nigga's name.
All right. We'll beep it out. Yeah. You can't be beating up your son because he has a bunch of gay porn under his bed.
Bro, I'm calling cap on the story though. No, mad love for calling in and like letting us know the story, but it's like, yo, Who rocks with fucking like magazines anymore and shit? Like, you know what I mean? What do you mean it's under the bed? That should be on your phone incognito mode, fat. What are you talking about?
Fair enough, but bros, you ever had them old school Playboys? Them shits hit.
Yeah,
different.
that back in the day, bro.
Back
Nobody
in the
has
day,
Playboys nowadays.
No, I'm saying if I could, probably I'll go online and look for like a Playboy like vintage collection, as long as it's not too sticky. Pause, and I will buy it because like, bro,
you can flow through the pages.
I'm telling you, bro, them vintage editions were fire,
bro.
amazing. When the bitches had the tan lines and shit like
bro,
that. Bro,
when this nigga said. Poppin'. The guys had do-rags on.
that's how I know that nigga was really looking at some gay porn. Like that shit violated his eyes.
I don't know. I'm with him because I believe, like this is my belief. I believe you can be gay or straight, and I feel like if this guy was living with his mom, she definitely had an influence on that shit. Like if you have a dad that's out here saying like, yo, like showing you like bitches from a young age, not even it's very influential, right? Not if it's not deliberate, it's like subtle things would make a difference in the way that people develop, no matter what it is. And especially I think when it comes to like sexuality, it's the same shit. So it's like I feel for it. If this is a real story, which it might be 50-50 on it. I just don't believe in the magazine part. But it's like
fair enough. I'll just say I know the argument. I'll make the argument for gay people since they're not here to make it for themselves. And I'll just say that like see the same thing you're saying, like let's say but for the most part people are bombarded with heterosexual images, right? Mm-hmm. And some people still end up being gay, right? So obviously you can't influence someone's sexuality 100%. A certain percentage maybe that's to be argued, right? But I think for the most part, you're gonna see, no matter what you do to people, sometimes you'll see there's no absolutes.
Yeah,
you always see different results,
I'm not
right?
saying like I would say it's like 80-20. If I was to put a number on my 90-10
on your sexuality,
yeah, I think it's 90-10 of like what you're taught compared taught as in life experiences.
So 20% is just animal instincts.
Yeah, like I would see.
What do your animal instincts tell you?
Like I don't even think. No, I'm saying like, well, my animal instincts is saying like beat up some white pussy. But I'm saying like, bro, like I don't know. I feel like a lot of it is influence. Like I would even go out of my way to say like my influence for liking like white girls, for example, is from like American Pie and shit. Like that's the movies I grew up on, like Van Wilder, all those, like Naked Mile, all those things is literally the shit I used to consume when I was like 12, 13, 14. Like,
so you weren't watching no Round and Brown?
No, I watched. What's that?
Were you laughing at me, Shu?
I remember we had Love Don't Cost a Thing with Christina Milian and
she was okay,
and Nick Cannon.
She was all right.
But like that video, everyone was like, Christina Milian was the shorty at that time.
She was.
But then even at the end of the VHS,
bro, she couldn't compare to like Pinky and shit.
No, but at the end of the VHS,
the bitches that were Round and Brown, nigga. Like, I remember, you can't compare no Christina Milian to no porn star, nigga.
No, well, I wasn't watching porn when I was like 12 years old, fam.
Fair enough, but American Pie and all that shit is close enough.
Very, very
yeah,
close.
That shit like be like teetering.
I would even like stay up late and watch on channel 32, see those like telenovelas and shit. Yeah, so you can see a nipple here and there.
Channel 35, Latin Lover.
Yeah, exactly.
1 a.m.
Yeah, you stay
up till 3, catch some BT Uncut, though, nigga.
Bro, I used to watch like Girls Gone Wild and shit. I used to think that was like the craziest shit. And that's
Girls Gone Wild was cool. I like that type of shit because you're getting them out of their bag. You know what I'm saying?
Just want to like literally go to a kid. I feel like that stuff can still be done today.
There's a new documentary on this nigga. I know, but like he got dragged through the mud.
But I'm saying like
he for sure was a scumbag.
I feel like you can do very consensual Girls Gone Wild type content today.
Bro, I'm noticing that because you notice that when the niggas be pulling out the cameras on the bitches.
You pull a camera,
bro, these bitches are losing their mind.
Even think about like even those street interviews, right? Like where it's like not even sexual, but like these girls will say the craziest stories that they'll never say if the camera wasn't there.
You pull out a camera these days, girls are because clout is a hell of a drug.
A hell of a drug, and what's a bigger clout than showing your titties?
And you're right. A lot of these girls who grew up on Girls Gone Wild, they're grown now and they're ready to get wild. You're right. No one's capitalizing on it,
bro. And it's like go to spring break. Like I guarantee you can still do that same shit. Go on the beach and be like,
you gotta have the NDAs ready or whatever the fuck the contract
I don't even think
ready.
There's contracts.
No, you have to because you can't. The girl's gonna say I didn't want my titties out. I was drunk. You got to make her sign something for sure. I think that's how he got caught up.
No, I think he was on some next shit. Like I don't want to speak on it.
Is that him with Kylie Jenner?
Yo,
what?
Kylie was, bro. When Kylie was young, she was on some next shit, bro. Like,
yeah,
bro,
she was on some crazy shit.
Can we talk about how Tyga's the number 2 OnlyFans like promoter of all time?
That's crazy.
And he was like pretty much dating Kylie when she was 16.
Yeah, no one really talks about that.
That's weird. Like, and that whole story just went away because like once she turned of age, everyone was like, "Oh, it's okay now," and then they stopped talking.
Bro, I say this in Hollywood, like I don't want to sound like a fucking creep and shit like that, but in general, like when it comes to girls and shit like that, bro, it's like you being the guy trying to pick up younger girls, that's the creepy part. But it's like girls have always found a way to get with older guys. Like when I was in high school, the girls were getting with older guys. So you all make whatever you want of that, but like I know that girls when they're younger, they seek older guys, and it happens sometimes for sure, right? But it's just, bro, when it's super super creepy is when you're an older guy and you're pulling up to the high school like trying to holler at girls and shit like that.
When I went to prom, a girl at my pre-prom, like everyone knows what pre-prom is, but a girl at my pre-prom who was like a friend of ours, she brought her boyfriend who was like 24 at the time. We were like 18. You know, like he was like a university student and shit. He was probably like 23, 24. But like, bro, we thought it was the weirdest shit ever. We were like 16, 17. And it's like, bro, what's this guy on? It's like it's not even just like the fact, like we all knew they were dating, but it's like, why you want to prom?
Yeah, going to the prom.
Like, why you want to prom? That's crazy.
Like that one movie, Pineapple Express, though. No one talks about this nigga Seth Rogen did it in a whole movie.
Yeah. No, there's like some weird shit. It's like, but again, it's like girls do seek that shit, but not necessarily for older guys, but like just for attention. Because it's like,
bro, I just say it's one of those things where it's like, bro, the law is put in place because, like I said, like when older dudes be like doing their creepy shit, there has to be something in place for them, right?
No, 100%.
But these younger girls, when a girl's like 17 and she's ahead of her years and she's looking like a certain type of way, she's
ahead of his years,
ahead of her years. I'm not saying nothing for myself personally, brother. I'm 30 years old. I'm not doing nothing like this. I never been with a girl that age, but I'm just saying, like these girls, when they look a certain age and they're able to get guys who are older because they look like they're older, they're gonna go and do their thing.
It's not even a matter of looking older. It's like the most attractive girls are trying to look young, right? So it's like that's what you're like. What girls are looking for.
They're trying to look like back when they were that age.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I remember when I was working at like,
bro, they're just peaking early. That's all it is. They're just peaking early because like everyone's clock is different. So like, okay,
as long as you got some titties and you're young, you will look attractive.
Whoa.
No, like I'm saying if you want to look attractive, you can look attractive.
All right.
You can look attractive.
All I'm saying, let's rotate it and not talk about girls, right? I'm saying even if you look at guys and shit, bro. Like I remember like when we were in high school, some of the guys, like my counterparts, like when we were 17, 18, and like I was looking at them like this nigga's like a grown man. Like this nigga's like tall as fuck. He's developed as fuck. But it's just like if you look at them now, they're still like the same way because it's just like, bro, he was built like he was 30 when he was 17, and even like you see that they start to get like bigger earlier. They start to lose their hair earlier. Yeah, like because it's just like your clock is just moving faster than other people's clock. So sometimes that's why when it comes to all these ages and stuff like that, it's like, bro, everyone's working on a different clock. Like so,
no, yeah,
you know, to go by that 100% concrete is
like
whatever.
For sure. I would say
I know
like,
when I was 18, 17. I was crushing shit.
No, but
I was ready to fuck with a grown woman. Like,
but I'm saying like
how it is.
Me personally, like I would never do this, but like I think that like that situation I was saying about the girl that I knew, like a friend I know of mine, when she's 16 dating like a 24, 23-year-old, I don't think that's as bad as like a 50-year-old dating a 19-year-old. I think like I don't care about like but I'm saying like
but that's what I'm saying.
What's legal, what's not.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why the legality sometimes the morals they have to be looked at differently.
It's so
because it's just
weird.
the way that it's set up legally is just like that's a joke.
Like everyone kind of jokes about the Leonardo DiCaprio thing, but it's like at some point it has to be weird. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like 25 is still extremely attractive. These girls that he was like, if you look at like the girls that he was talking to back in the day, like even like a Blake Lively, like she's probably like 30 now and she's still blessed as fuck.
Yeah,
and it's like he's still dumping them for like.
Leo's defense, I gotta always play devil's advocate. For him, it could just be about where the girl is at in her life because he likes girls. They say what 22 or 23,
18, fam. 18. Bro, 18, his newest. Yo, take this and take
whatever. He likes them fresh out of high school. That's his thing.
Let me tell you this. His newest girlfriend did high school online during COVID. Just think about that.
Really?
Just think about that.
So
his newest girlfriend.
I don't know. It has nothing to do with graduation then. I don't know what it is. It must have something to do with that certificate.
But that's what I'm saying. No, it's just like as long as it's legal type shit. That's what he's on. And I think that's weird.
It is weird. It is weird. But like, bro, he has to deal with people looking at him like he's kind of weird and shit like that. And like, it is kind of weird. Whatever. Who cares, bro? As long as it's just like, bro, he's not fucking with no kids. He's just fucking with young bitches that are like barely legal. Like, that's
bro,
what he's into. Whatever.
I remember when I was working at like the nightclubs, like at the Brunny and Tequila Jacks, like those are student bars for like University of Toronto and Ryerson and shit. Mm-hmm. And I knew like a lot of girls that were coming in that were like 16, 17 years old. Like it was kind of fun.
That's what I'm saying.
Like
you
every single weekend.
Yeah.
It's like, and a lot of them are like, I knew girls when I was in high school that were going clubbing like on the weekends and shit. And it's like these girls are like like younger siblings of friends of mine and stuff. Like I knew they were like 16. And it's like at the Brunnies, like they didn't actually care. Like they wanted everybody in, especially if you're a girl, come in type shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's weird. And then it's like even weirder. I'm not gonna name names, but there was bouncers that if a girl never had ID or their ID was fake, would make them do shit like show them their titties. I'm like, yo, that's weird because you know that they're underage. it's like, yo, you can come in, but you just have to do something for us. And they're like, oh my gosh, like what? And they're like, yo, show us your titties. Man. And they're like, okay. And it's like, bro, that shit's weird. It's like there's mad like, but it's not weird because it's like. None of us were old, first off. Like it was probably like an average of like 22, 23
I'll play
devil's
advocate to you this way then. Is it weird when you're 16 and you're sleeping with a 16-year-old girl?
No.
All right, so that's all I'm saying.
What? That's different. What the fuck? But no, that's what I was saying before. But like 22 to 16 to me is not even close to as weird as like 40,
that's what I'm saying. Like
40 to 19,
Taka
40
is 8
to
years
20.
older than her. He's kind of pushing it, but it's just like like when you're in like the same kind of age group. But it's just like like it's weirder when a 40-year-old guy talks to a 21-year-old girl than when a 24-year-old guy is talking to like a 17-year-old girl, or a 16-year-old girl. That's
it's
weirder.
Like when you're like even I'm getting to the age where it's like, what the hell would I ever talk to an 18-year-old about? You know what I mean? Or talk to a 20-year-old about. It's like, yo, they don't like. They were talking about like the frat party last weekend. It's like, what the fuck am I talking about?
But that's what I'm telling you. When you look at a dude like Leo, it's like, bro, he likes them young and dumb. Like he's looking at it like, you're fresh out of high school. You won't say shit to me. It's probably around the age that is 23 is a cutoff for him. That's
25. Once they hit 25,
that's probably when they start developing opinions and shit.
Personalities.
Now she wants to do shit. She's trying to open up a business. She wants a
feminism.
career. Yeah. Before that, it was all boat trips and fucking suntan pics. Yeah, she just wanted to take pictures and travel and suck dick. That's all she wanted to do before. Now she's talking about being a humanitarian and shit. She wants to take my money and be a philanthropist. Yeah, right, bitch.
Bro, have you ever
Time for a new one.
Have you ever heard of the movie Sound of Freedom?
No.
The
new one. Yeah.
This is going into like that Hollywood shit.
Bro, I heard this movie was made like 7 years ago and Disney just didn't refuse to put it out.
It's nuts. So I was like, this guy, first off, there's the publishing company that has it now has no budget because nobody was willing to pick them up. They were trying to sell it to like Amazon for like Prime or like Netflix, shit like that. But nobody wanted it. They would literally. So this whole movie is about. It's kind of like a CSI like SVU thing, like you know what I mean, like sexual victim units, where it's this CIA agent who was literally like freeing sex traffickers, like kids from sex traffickers and stuff. But then the CIA said like, we don't have the budget to do like this because he found a case that he wanted to work on, and they're like, oh, we don't have the budget to do this, and he's like, but I promised the guy's dad I'll find his kid type shit. So then it's like a whole like it's based on a true story kind of thing.
He goes down the rabbit hole. He finds out that the CIA and all that shit is connected to.
No, so he just that's a part of it.
All one big conglomerate.
And he's like he goes out with like philanthropy organizations to like that will fund him to go do all these operations instead of the CIA essentially, and he's freeing all these sex traffickers, these kids from the sex traffickers and stuff.
Yeah. Sex slaves.
But like, yo, the craziest thing to me is like, the media hates this movie for no reason. For no reason. And this is Hollywood. So like all these networks were like these Paramounts and all these guys, they were all shutting it down.
Earlier I was saying, bro, Hollywood's a little weird because like people won't
This is the weirdest Hollywood story. This is exposing Hollywood to the max.
Yeah. Because people don't like being called out on that type of shit, and they don't even like seeing other people getting called out on it because it's all like this hush hush thing, and they know that their bosses are into that type of shit and all that. Bro, even if you look at like the law enforcement, like you said, the CIA themselves wouldn't pursue it. Bro, a lot of judges and shit like that are like into like this type of shit and stuff like that, bro. Like it's really sick, bro. And if you look at like a lot of these Illuminati rituals and stuff like that, a lot of it is centered around sacrificing kids and shit like that. That's why if you look at the amount of kids that go missing every year that are sold into the sex trade, it's like 325,000 per year or something crazy like that. How many of them do you think go missing, bro?
100%.
And even just not to go way too into the deep conspiracies, but even something I've seen lately, I seen someone talking about. This is super dark. This is super dark, and a lot of people aren't ready to hear this type of shit. But I'm like, bro, you know how much they're talking about billions and billions served with McDonald's. He's like, you know that if they were feeding people 100% beef and 100% chicken, that those animals would be extinct by now. He's like, how do you think they keep up with this type of shit? And like, even there was a McDonald's where they found traces of human bodies in it, and they're saying that it was an accident, whatever. That McDonald's got shut down quick. But it's just like, bro, like, how do they create all this meat and stuff? And where do these 325,000 kids that go missing every year? Where do they end up?
Bro, the algorithm really caught you, huh?
No, I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying that it's necessarily in McDonald's, but I'm just saying, like, when you look at all these different meats out there and all this stuff, like,
bro,
why is it
go extinct from McDonald's?
bro, I'm just saying, like, the amount of food that they're serving for the price that they serve it at so consistently all over the world, I'm just saying it's something to think about. And a lot of that stuff is like in your face, bro. Like when like look, go watch the movie Cloud Atlas. It'll show you that, where like they start to recycle people and stuff. Where it's like, for one, I'm talking, they need to get rid of these bodies. Like they can't just be burying them and they pop up all the time. Like I'm saying, they're linked to politicians and Epstein and queens and kings and stuff like that. They're trying to make these kids disappear. So, you know, you got to look at the whole machine and how it all works together. I'm just saying a lot of this shit is dark, bro. And a lot of these rituals revolve around kids. And we all know about the adrenochrome thing. And we were all talking about that at the beginning of the pandemic. And all of a sudden it all went away. And we all know that these celebrities are into this weird shit. And, bro, even when I look at people be like, oh, J-Lo, she looks so good for her age at 52. I'm like, that bitch is addicted to adrenochrome. Like, she's taking it
baby blood?
every day. She's taking that shit every day. And if not, she's a succubus. Regardless, it's like there's a lot of dark shit.
I want to bring it back to The Sound of Freedom, because I think this is like the actual, like, in my opinion, this is like an amazing story. Like, just the fact that Disney went out of their way to say we had nothing to do with this project, when it was technically Fox funded the whole project 7-8 years ago is when it started. And then Disney bought Fox within that time. And I've listened to a podcast of the director and the guy that the story's about. And he was pretty much saying, like, Disney went and did like there was an article that came out where Disney was like, we have no association with this movie, and he said he had to go out of his way to show like all the contracts he had with Disney. They had 2-year negotiation on dropping the movie, and they were saying, no, we don't want any of this content. So it's like people were watching this movie, which is like literally the #1 movie in box offices right now. Over, like, it came out July 4th, like the biggest weekend for movies. So like Mission Impossible dropped then. This is still doing better than that.
Indiana Jones, all these
big ass movies.
Like, that's another thing too with Hollywood right now. It's like all the creativity's kind of dried up, and it's like movies like this are actually like something that people want to talk about. And it's just like all the other movies are like bullshit.
But there's no commercials about this. Have you ever seen a trailer for this movie? No, it's like they had no budget, just dropped it. Word of mouth became #1.
It's like Fast 10. Yeah, like, you know, like everything's just like a super
spin off or something.
Yeah, it's like, bro, you guys gotta relax, man.
But like, I'm so happy this movie's doing well, because it is just exposing this shit, and it's exposing like how Hollywood's so corrupt that nobody would even want to buy it. It's
I heard Mel Gibson's about to come out with one too, exposing everybody.
No, but that's more of a documentary. This is more like real life.
He's gonna die after. He's gonna drop names and shit.
Yeah, but this Sound of Freedom movie is really, really good. It's not even like it's not vulgar at all. It's PG-13. Like, there's no scene where you're just gonna turn away type shit. Yeah. It's just a really, really good storytelling based on a real movie, and it's like. It's good. I would suggest it's for everybody to go watch it. It's the #1 movie. Bro, did you see there was like a TikTok conspiracy about this too? Because a lot of people were posting like, they would go to the movie theater and it'll say it was sold out. They go into the theater and nobody's in it. Or there's also like 3-4 different times where the theater was sold out in person, but they never played the film and refunded everybody.
I believe it.
It's like they're literally doing things. There's articles written about this. It's not just like
Disney
a TikTok
has
ad.
big money to make shit like this go away. And I'm saying, if why is Disney so obsessed with making this shit disappear, right?
Well, they're not making. I don't think Disney's trying to make it disappear. I think Hollywood's trying to make it disappear.
Bro, Disney is Hollywood, bro. They own Fox. They own so much shit.
I think Disney's denying it because, like, as a business sense, it's retarded. It's like you just spent, like, the movie itself was $15 million and it's already made $100 million. Yeah. So it's like, you, like, as a business mind, you just fumbled the bag. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, you had the opportunity to drop this movie yourself and you fumbled the bag.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. So you got to ask yourself, why are they so against it? And I know that they're the ones behind all that other shit too. All the weird shit going on with the movie, they're behind it. Yeah. And it's just like, because obviously someone high up in that company is into some weird shit.
Yeah, no, but like all TV and movies have gone to like you were saying, like everything's just sequels. I don't think, like, what was the last good TV series you watched?
Well, like Game of Thrones is good. But like I see what you're saying, like especially like when it comes to like,
that's like 4 years ago.
When it just comes to like family sitcoms, like none. Like maybe like I like Modern Family.
Oh, you never watched Dave yet? I remember I was just telling you about Dave at my bar.
Like I like some shows, but like, bro, like the ratio to how much shows come out to how many are good, like these days, is crazy.
Bro, I'm a huge TV avid. Like, I don't usually watch movies. Like, this is probably my first movie I've watched since like 2017. Like, I don't watch movies at all. Like, you be telling me about like Avengers and shit. I never watch that. That shit's garbage to me. But it's like TV shows. I love TV shows. I love old TV shows. There's no good new shows like at all. I arguably watched the worst show of my life the other day, and it was like Manifest on Netflix.
I wouldn't watch that.
Exactly, bro. Like I love watching shit shows just to say their shit though.
Yeah,
because like it's like I already got invested. I watched one season. It's like I might as well finish 3 now. And it's like, yo, these shows are terrible. Even
I like Suits.
Suits, see, those are old shows. I would call all those like Game of Thrones finished like 5 years ago. 4 or 5 years ago. But the Raptors won the NBA championship.
But House of Dragons just came out. That was
I never watched it yet, but it's only one season, right?
Yeah, it was good. There's another season coming out. It's gonna be real good.
I just feel like everything is like they're on like I don't know. All TV shows.
Squid Games is good, but a lot of Korean shit right now is good.
I think Squid Games is like
Squid Game was really good.
The backstory behind it is like communism and shit.
That shit made me cry. Squid Games.
Really, I never watched it.
Yeah, that shit was good.
I don't know, but like I don't know. I just feel like.
I'm not gonna lie though. It doesn't take a lot to make me cry when I'm watching some shit.
Bro, so you should watch Sound of Freedom and you're gonna love it. It's
for sure. A movie like that for sure would be
amazing.
Sometimes I don't watch stuff like that because it's hard for me to get.
No, it's not. It's not. I just watch it. It's not like. It's not.
No, I know what you're saying it's not graphic and stuff, but just like it's emotionally stressful. It has the same
vibe as CSI.
Like bro, just hearing about what happens to all these kids and shit, bro, that shit is sad as fuck.
Yeah,
bro. And like even just the other day, I was watching some video on World Star. This guy got pulled over in his pickup, and he had like this girl in the seat next to him, and he had like 4 other kids in the back, and they were all like 14 years old.
Yeah, and
the cops like, "What are you doing?" And he was like, "Oh, these are my friends." It's like, bro, people are so weird, like so weird. But people need to protect their kids, man. Keep an eye on your kids. You got to be a helicopter parent these days.
Yeah. So like even like a lot of the things that this movie like not portrays but like kind of talks about is like monitoring online activity type shit because it's like like he like in the interview I was watching on those podcasts he was saying like pedophiles aren't looking for like young innocent kids. They want kids that are addicted to sex, like 13, 14-year-olds that are willing to have sex.
Yeah.
And then you're going to be the predator to step in. Like that's what they're looking for.
I'm telling you, even the girl wasn't trying to tell the cop how old she was. Like she was under the impression that she was his girlfriend.
Yeah, exactly. So like they want willing participants. Obviously not everyone that they snatch up is going to be a willing participant.
And not everyone wants the same thing. Some of them are fucking weirdos and they want an innocent child or whatever. But like I'm saying that's what you're saying. Like the most
those are like the politicians and shit.
Yeah, for the most part they're looking for the easy targets and shit.
Yeah,
they're not looking for people that are like very protected. They're looking for people who aren't paying attention to their kids.
Nah, for sure. Yo, that shit got real dark real quick though in this pod. This guy talking about baby blood and fucking
McDonald's
sacrifices.
Burgers. Yeah.
No, your algorithm must be fucked on Instagram.
It is.
Because you bring up the weirdest conspiracies.
I don't even know if I saw that one on Instagram.
So where'd you see it?
I might have just been watching YouTube or some shit. I don't know. I'm watching a lot of YouTube, a lot of Instagram.
What's your number? Like, if you were to die on a hill for a single conspiracy, which would it be?
Probably 9/11. That one's so obvious.
Yeah,
like 9/11. I think we got.
But it's still
to
definitely
me,
a
bro. When
conspiracy.
I meet somebody and I say some quick shit about like 9/11, how it was fake, and they be like, "Oh, you think 9/11 was like?" And I, like that to me is like an instant like, "Oh, like we can't really be friends." Like that's so weird that you actually think that happened.
But
that's the reality
like,
you're living in.
If you said that to them, they wouldn't think anything of it. They just never thought of that shit.
Yeah, they don't. I know Tristan and Terrence just don't care about that type of shit.
Yeah.
So I give them that pass. They just don't care. Even like Wiss is like that to a certain extent. He'll be like, "Oh yeah, it probably was fake," but whatever. Like he doesn't care to talk about it. But I'm just saying, like, if you're the type of person to be like, that couldn't happen. Like I saw what happened. Like shit like that. It's like, oh my gosh.
That's a mad young when that happened.
Yeah.
All right. I feel like that's been a good episode. Do you have anything else you want to get off your chest before we get out of here?
Nah, not particularly, man. Just everybody just keep being positive out there. Enjoy the summer. It's nice outside. You got to get outside, man. Too much people stuck inside, talking shit, doing weird shit.
Just get outside, fam.
Get outside and have fun.
Yo, fam,
man.
if you're not outside, just like enjoying your day, G, you're wasting your time still.
You're a waste suit. Yeah.
Yo, come with the Toronto accent before we end.
No, I don't have the energy for it today.
Yo, fam, how do you not have the energy, G?
It takes a lot to get it out of me.
Yo, my fam.
I had to be like, I had to be perky.
All right, I think everyone, if you're able to, go to theaters and watch Sound of Freedoms. It's actually a really good movie. It's fire. It's actually fire, and it's very deep and insightful. But yeah, that's been another episode of Northern Ruckus.
It's been your boy, fam. Yo, TJ, out. Still Oz.
Peace.
Peace.